getting into today is just going to be basically all the strength progressions and all the exercises I've been doing throughout my 2 year bulk. Actually, a little bit over 2 years. So I'm obviously cutting now, but this is something I wanted to go back and do just to, one, show myself and then show everybody too. It's really cool to see, how I progressed in some rep ranges really well, some rep ranges not so well, some exercises really well, some exercises not very well. And also you'll see I have videos of some of the older footage, some of them I don't, so still just, showing the difference in the numbers and everything. But really cool to see the growth that has happened. And now some of these numbers are not at the beginning of my, basically none of them are from the exact beginning of my bulk, because I was actually on a different routine at the beginning of my bulk, and then however many months in, I switched over to the exercises I was doing that I basically kept throughout the whole bulk as well. So that's why it's not just like I didn't track it from the very, very beginning of the bulk, essentially, because again, I didn't have the exact exercise, which you'll see. Like I switched from dumbbells to barbells on some exercises, and some exercises just completely different. But let's get into it here. We're actually going to start with the higher rep days and then work into the lower rep days. And I had 4 different rep days. So I'll do a 15 rep day, 12 rep day, 9 rep day, 7 rep day. This is the first bulk I've ever experimented basically anything below 10 reps. So 9 rep days new, and 7 was like super heavy to me, because that's, it's all relative heavy, but like that's been the lowest reps I've ever done. But we're going to work from lighter reps to heavier reps, or lower weight or lower reps, and then we'll be getting into the leg days, and then we'll be getting into the neck work as well. I even got some progression on my neck exercise as well. So let's get into it. Super excited. So this has been a really long time. I never take any breaks off my YouTube, so I've just been constantly working on this video. It's been taking me forever to go back and get all the look through all my workouts and pull out all the numbers of everything. So if I don't have the videos of each exercise, you think I'm lying. Well, I hope you have a great rest of your day. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you think I'm going to lie about this. But basically, as much as you see, I try to upload as fast as possible. So that's why it's been taking a little bit for me to upload this video. But let's get right into it. We're going to jump in with basically chest. We'll go through each exercise you see. I have it broken down: chest, shoulders, back, blah, blah, blah. We'll break it all down to that. Now, don't see any arm exercises, because I basically started training arms basically near the very end of my bulk. So I did make some gains, but it was right near the end of the bulk, so I didn't even end up tracking that. But let's get right into it. Here we go. We'll start off with the incline bench press for the 15 reps. Alright, so first thing here, we're getting into, again, the 15 rep days. So basically you see chest, flat barbell bench. That was just back when I started back in 2017. I am behind on my videos, so anyway, that's when I started my bulk. Obviously I was doing the flat barbell then, but I switched off and I hadn't done that since. So jumping to the incline barbell, basically back on 118, went from 115 times 15, the video on the left, up to on 19, 145 for 15. Okay, so jump 30 pounds. And it's really cool to see, again, this really helps you learn which muscles do better with what rep ranges. It's really cool to see. So moving on to the landmine press, really good for the upper inner chest here. Went from 70 times 15 reps on 8-4-18 to 130 pounds for 15 reps on 10-8-19. So plus 60 pounds on that one. Really, really good rep gain here on this one. And again, this is good that's why you want to track and monitor everything, so you can see, okay, like maybe your body responds better to high reps, so you can see exactly which exercise your body is better at performing to, which is going to come down to leverages and your arm length and things like this is going to have a really big effect on that as well. So on to the next exercise here. I did have flat dumbbell benches. Actually, I do use the actual flat dumbbell bench. So let's let this run out here. I don't want to speed up. I'm going to make sure we get all the reps in here. And I'm just going to basically keep talking just to keep you listening to something, basically. So on to the next exercise, which is the flat dumbbell bench press. So back on 121-18, I was using 40s in the clip to the left for 15 reps. Now all the way to the right, up to the 15 rep day, we got 65s for 15 on 11-22-19. So that is 25 pounds in each hand gain. So overall 50 pounds total gain there. So making really good gains here. And we'll let this ride out. So generally how I do it, again, just keep talking through these clips so you have something to listen to. Basically, I'll stick to a certain, basically if I start a bulk, I'm going to stick with that plan basically throughout the bulk, and especially if I start cutting, I'm definitely sticking to the bulk. I just switched a little bit later in as I normally would. Alright, so now the cable crossovers, high to low. So we went from 25 pounds for 15 reps, that's in each hand, okay, on 121.18. And then on the video on the right, we went to 55 pounds for 15 reps, which are on 12.319. So that was plus 30 pounds in each hand, aka 60 pounds total overall. Like I said, you'll see some of these, like on the Landmine Press. I didn't start doing the landmines until basically August 2018, which these on the cable crossovers, I've been doing those since January 21st, 18. So just depends, you know, when I did the exercise. And some exercises you'll see I didn't do for a super long time, like since 2017. And some I even start tracking in 2019. Just depends when I added those exercises in as well. So now we're looking at the, moving on to the shoulders here. So for the shoulders, the standing neutral grip overhead press and the Cedar Arnold press here, I didn't have any videos for this, but the standing neutral grip, I went from 9:18:18, from 65 for 15 to 85 for 15, so I gained 20 pounds there. And then the Cedar Arnold press, I went from 25 for 15 reps on 7:23:18 to 35 pounds for 13 reps on 11:22:19. So not really great results there on the high rep days for the overhead pressing. That is also because, you know, I'm always putting my overhead pressing after my bench pressing, so that's going to affect things a lot. That's why there was a lot more progress in the bench press department. But, you know, you want to order things in order of priority. That's my main priority, is, you know, the chest over the shoulders right now. So that's why I was putting those first. So 10 pounds gained there and lost 2 reps on that, but 20 pounds total in each arm. Now moving on to the back, you see some videos I don't have videos for each of the, you know, the prior lifts and the new lifts. I just have some just for the later lifts. So for the back day here, we have the neutral grip lat pull down here. I went from 90 pounds times 15 reps on November 3rd, 2017, up to 105 pounds times 15 reps on January 6th, 2020, what you're seeing here. Now, so I did technically in the bulk in 2019. It was, I forget the exact day off the top of my head, but basically I'm reverse dieting even into 1/6/20 here. So while I still made some strength gains, so I was still documenting those as part of basically the bulk still technically too, because I still technically might have somewhat been right near maintenance at slight surplus. So that's why I went ahead and kept these in here as well. But most of them do cut off around, you know, when I actually did in my bulk. But some of them do go till into the 2020. So now we're moving on to the V-bar. You see some I do have the shirt off, so I will be going back and showing that is another video I did. I have basically, I'm more so going to do it at the end of my cut, basically strength versus physique, like how I looked when I was lifting this much weight. Obviously I'm going to be a lot weaker when I cut, so like how I look lifting this much weight, same lifts, but the differences in strength and physique. So V-bar went from 65 pounds for 15 reps on 9/6/18 to 100 pounds for 15 reps on 10/18/19. So 35 pounds gained there. So that was a really big jump, as opposed to just a neutral grip, you know, lat pull down, only gained 15 pounds. So a really big jump there compared to that one. 35 pounds gained on the V-bar there. So next we're moving on to the dumbbell rows. I don't have a video for this, but we went from 45s for 14, this is in each hand, on 11/3/17 to 55s times 14 on 11/22/19, which is, you know, plus 10 pounds in each hand. 20 pounds overall gain there. And then the same thing with the rope face pulls, went from 85s to 15 to 120s for 15, which is plus 35 pounds. And then the dumbbell shrugs here, you see I went from, I was using dumbbell shrugs, I worked all up to the 80s eventually, then went to the barbell neutral grip shrugs, then went to the straight bar shrugs, just because tension and stuff with my biceps stuff wasn't working right. So and I basically, the 80s were getting too light, so I moved over to the barbells, but I didn't keep tracking those and stuff because it was different weight, different bars, different barbells, dumbbells and stuff, so it's going to be different. So that's why I don't really have videos for that. All right, for the 12 reps now, 12 rep progression days, incline barbell bench. Don't have the earlier video there of 120 for 11 on 117.18, but here do have the 155 for 12 on 11:14.19, which is 35 pounds gain and 1 rep gain. So a huge jump there. The landmine bench press here went from 70 pounds times 11, which on 7:20.18, to 145 pounds times 12 on 11:119. So it's a huge gain here, 75 pounds and plus 1 rep. Now, I'm not counting the actual weight of the bar, which is going to add some. Obviously, the bar is 45 pounds, so I might be lifting, 20 pounds, 25 pounds with it being anchored like that. But I'm just basically just track the weight that's actually on the bar there on the end of it. So absolutely huge gains on the landmine press on the 12 rep day. So flat dumbbell bench, we went from 40 pounds in each hand to 13 reps on 113.18 to 75 pounds times 11 reps on 12:8.19. So again, another huge jump. That's 35 pounds in each arm, or 70 pounds overall. So absolutely making huge gains. And again, you can see, like, you want to put the things you have first are going to be the things you progress basically the best on. As you can see, basically my pushing has essentially been progressing the best so far. Some of the pulls too, since I've been training, I've basically been, so also with me training now, I've been training, these are all either full body days or upper body days. So about halfway through the bulk I switched, or really late in the bulk I switched over to upper and lower, which I was doing full bodies majority of the bulk. So now the cable crossovers went from 25 pounds in each hand for 13 reps on 113.18 to 65 pounds for 12 reps on 12:25.19. Merry Christmas. 40 pounds gain in each hand and minus 1 rep compared to the 13 down to 12, but 40 pounds in each hand. Again, another huge jump here. And I've done the splits in the past. I've done basically about every split you can think of. Training on every other day, training every day, training every third day, fourth day. I've done everything. I just want to experiment with the different. I'm always experimenting on myself. Let's just say that. So that way, I'm just kind of always using myself as guinea pig, experiment. Not only to see what works best for myself, but see if different tactics works better. And all that way, I can move it on to my clients and help them. Just constantly researching everything and experiment, man. So the standing neutral grip overhead press on the shoulder show, don't have videos for that, but I went from 75 pounds for 13 reps to 95 pounds for 11 reps, which was plus 20 pounds, minus 2 reps. In the Cedar Arnold press, I went from 25 pounds for 13 reps to 35 pounds for 11 reps. So again, plus 10 pounds, but minus 2 reps. So 20 pounds over. Again, the overhead pressing didn't progress crazy good. And I think, again, a lot of that is just because my bench pressing, horizontal pressing progressed so much that had a big effect on it. So for back here on 12 rep day, went from neutral grip lat pull down, which you're seeing now, went from 100 pounds times 11 on 227.19 to 125 pounds times 11 reps on 11:14.19, which was 25 pounds gain. The V-bar didn't have videos of either. 75 pounds for 13 reps on 9:23.18 to 115 pounds times 12 reps on 11:119, which was plus 40 pounds. I really made great gains with the V-bars. Dumbbell rows, again, no video. 50 pounds times 11 to 65 pounds times 12, which is plus 15 pounds each hand, plus 1 rep overall. And then rope face pulls, 85 pounds for 13 reps to 130 pounds for 12 reps. That's 45 pounds gain there. So that's it for the 12 rep goal there, 12 rep progression day. All right, now moving on to the 9 rep progression day, getting on down in the heavier here. So the incline barbell bench press went from 140 for 9 reps on 217.19. See, that's a very late start on this one, to 170 pounds for 9 reps on 11:27.19 there. So basically 9 months, 30 pounds gain. So really good gains there. Landmine press, 120 pounds for 13 reps on 214.19 to 155 pounds for 12 reps on 11:17.19. That's plus 35 pounds there. So again, really good gains there as well. And y'all basically see, I've been lifting for essentially 5 or 6 years, about 5 or 6 years, 5.5 years or so, and still making, this great of gains. And also, the gains are going to come different whether you just started lifting versus how later you are in your career and everything. But flat dumbbell bench press here, I did put 65 times 9 up to 75s for 9. But as you see, I also did get the 75s for 11 on the 12 rep day progression that I did put. So this was just a PR on this day, but I've got 75s for the 11. I did have the video for that too, if you want to go back and check that out on under the 12 rep day section there. So very happy with all the results I did make, man. Like I said, you know, the progress is progress, and some I said make awesome gains on, some I didn't. But standing neutral grip overhead press here went from 75 pounds for 10 on 10/20/17, so this is right around the beginning of the bulk, to 110 pounds for 9 reps on 11/17/19 near the very end of the bulk. So 35 pounds gained and minus 1 rep compared to the 10 there, but still 35 extra pounds. You know, basically almost the same amount of reps. That's a lot, man. You know, you break that down monthly, or you know, that's what you really want to focus on, is making these small incremental gains, and you know, that's the gains are going to come over time. Like that, you know, you only can build muscle so fast, right? So and again, most of my bulk, honestly too, I was doing I was again experimenting with only one working set, you know, one working set. And towards later, once I started cutting, I started adding in more volume, but I'll get into that. I've already been explaining that in my cutting videos and all, but again, just experimenting. So onto the shoulders here, or the seated Arnold press, went from 40s for 8 reps on 2/18/19. Again, see that's a later start there in actually 2019, to 45 pounds for 9 on 12/30/19. So plus 5 pounds in each hand, and gained 1 rep there. So 10 pounds total overall in 9 months there. So that's one of the ones that actually probably didn't. Now the standing neutral grip did progress very well there over the essentially 2 years, but again, I keep saying, you know, basically the Arnold pressing and the overhead pressing overall on these, I can't remember right what the 7 rep day looks like right off the bat, but you know, didn't progress well. But my freaking chest pressing progressed so much, and that's why, because a lot of the front delt does come into play here, which I'm obviously working at a lot with the benching and the incline benching also. Now for the standing dumbbell side raises. So what I do with these, I don't have a specific day. I have weights I go for. So I'll do a 5 pound day, a 7.5 pound day, a 10 pound day, a 12.5 pound day, and a 15 pound day. So you can see on the 5 pounds, I gained 39 reps overall. Basically no gains on the 7.5 pounds. 16 pound rep gain on the 10s, plus 15 reps, plus 14 reps on the left on the 12.5 pound day, and then plus 4 reps and plus 2 reps on the 15 pound day, as you see there. And then come on, it's rolling. So I also do a lying down variation type day, but you can see it went from 5s to 30 up to 69 reps. So that's an ass of reps. Yes, I really like to blend in some lower reps, you know, even on the 15 rep days I was doing 19 and 17, but I really like to smoke the side delts out there as well, because I'm getting the low rep work with the overhead pressing, and then really get some super high rep type work too. Just to work all the different fibers in there as well, as I like to switch it up there as well. And then the lying side delt raise. Now I'm the only person I ever see doing lying side delt raises, so I'll pop the video up, tutorial video of that, and why it's basically way safer on your shoulder and everything too. And it, you know, it's a really good to pair with the standing dumbbell, because it works the exact opposite, you know, the way the gravity works, the curve of that. So it's really stimulating the muscles in the exact areas where you would be lacking with the standing. But for the 7, I didn't, I don't even think, for some, I don't know why I only have the 5 pounds on this one. But anyway, for 7.5 pounds, I went from 27 each to 41 each on the 7.5 pound days. For the 10 pound days, I went from 16 each arm to 46 on my right, 44 on my left, which is plus 30 on the right, plus 28 on the left. So huge gains there. For the 12.5 days, went from 16 each to 20 each, so only plus 4 rep gains. So that's just huge there. So like maybe my body is better on my side delts at the very high reps. You see, it's just weird how. But then if you come back to the 15s, 9 reps on the right, 14 reps on the left, and I went up to 25 on the right, 27 on the left, which is, you know, 16 reps gained on the right, 13 on the left. So it's just really cool to see all the stats and all. That's why I really recommend y'all track everything and just see. It's just, you know, if I really dive into this, I could really start to understand, okay, this is what I did, okay, my body, now you could start to optimize things out a lot better there. So now on to the back for the 9 rep days. Went from 110 pounds for 10 on 10/23/17 to 130 pounds for 9 on 11/27/19. So again, that's 2 full years there. Only 20 pounds gained, but progress is progress again. But again, so it's very slower, a lot slower down this day, where the other days I made a lot more drastic gains in shorter periods of time. So 20 pounds there, and technically, you know, minus 1 rep from the 10 I did have. So now moving on to the V-bar. Went from 120 for 9 on 6/12/19 to 125 for 9 on 11, 17, 19. So for whatever reason, I started the 9 rep day with the V-bar very, very late. So only 5 pounds gained. That is only 5 months there. So like some exercises. So even at the beginning of my bulk, I didn't actually start introducing in like essentially sub. Like I think I just had like the 15, 13, 11 rep day. Then I eventually switched it to down to the the 9 and the 7 rep day as well. So for the dumbbell rows here, we went from 50s for 10 on 10, 23, 17 to 70s for 9 on 1, 12, 20, which is plus 20 pounds in each hand or 40 pounds overall. And then we have the rope face pulls. We went from 95 pounds for 10 reps on 10, 23, 17 to 150 pounds for 10 reps on 12, 30, 19. So that's a full 2 year there, but really good gains on that 55 pounds. And then the last one, I think I may have a video for the barbell shrugs. I'm not 100% sure. I am a little bit of the video right now. We're going to keep it rolling for the barbell shrugs. The neutral grip went from 175 pounds for 11 up to, and that was on 11, 25, 18. Went up to 200 pounds for 13 on 6, 20, 19, which was plus 25 pounds and plus 2 reps. Now, I will say what feels the best for my traps. That's when people think things people always comment on that I have really good traps. I will say the dumbbells are the best, or at least for me, I've noticed just the best. I think they would be best for everybody as well, just because it's more naturally like right at your side. It just allows you to get a better squeeze in on your traps, but it just gets to the point where like my gym only has 80s is the heaviest, so I needed eventually the 80s got too light. I was doing such high reps with them. I switched over to a barbell. Now it completely switches things up like crazy. It doesn't equate over the barbell to the dumbbells, and just with the bar being in front of everything makes it completely different. Like I said, I went from the neutral grip to the straight bar as well. But for the dumbbell standing bent over rear delt flies, I went from 55 pounds, for 20 reps. I have always been doing 5 pounds on this. For 20 reps on 2, 3, 19 to 5 pounds times 41 reps on 11, 11, 19. So it's plus 21 reps in basically 9 months there. So now, let's see, we should be very close. About to rock on with the 7 rep progression day, and then we'll be getting into some legs and then the neck work as well. Alright, let's get into it. The heaviest rep day. So we'll start with the incline barbell bench again. From basically 155 pounds for 7 on 2, 23, 19. See, so very again late start to 180 pounds for 7 on 12, 18, 19. So it's 25 pounds gained there in just a little under 9 months. I don't know what that really breaks out to 2.5 pounds a month or something like that off the top of my head. So for landmine press, went from 135 pounds times 7 on 12, 7, 18 to 165 pounds for 7 on 12, 1, 19. So again, that's basically a full year there, just under a full year, and 30 pounds there gain. So a pretty big gain, but a longer time frame. But still, once you get the gains, saying you got them, then it's 30 pounds. Then if I, once I cut and bulk back again, keep going. It's that getting better over time is what we want to see. So for the flat dumbbell here, I went from 60s for 7 on 2, 12, 18. And then what you're seeing here with my wrist weight. So again, the biggest dumbbells we have in the gym are the 80s. So I have 5-pound wrist weight. So I took out 2 of them. So it put me 2.5 pounds in each wrist weight. So that gives me 82.5 pounds in each hand, essentially, for 7 reps on 11, 7, 19. So that's plus 22.5 pounds in each hand. Since this is a 7 rep day, I included this, but I also hit just 85s here. So I left all the wrist weights in here, and I hit them for 6. And I just wanted to include this because it technically averages out to about the same, because if you can get 85 for 6, then you could basically get 82.5 for 7. Is like basically what I found. For every 5 pounds with dumbbells, you lose a rep or gain a rep. But since this was just like the biggest PR weight wise, I wanted to include this in there as well. And I hit this just a couple weeks after I hit the 82.5 for 7. So I hit this on 11, 20, 19 as well. Dude, just near the end of my bulk, I was hitting PR after PR after PR, literally week after week after week. So the heavier I got near the end, dude, I was just tearing up PRs like crazy. So you see for the cable crossovers, I basically stopped training low reps. I kept them up in the high reps. So you saw the PRs on those. Just kept the weight at 65 pounds in each hand and kept progressing with that on those. So for the shoulders here, standing neutral grip overhead press went from 90 for 7 on 7, 30, 18 to 120 pounds for 7 on 10, 4, 19. Now I believe that's what you're seeing right now in this video is the 120 pounds for the 7. And then you'll see here in just a second too, I also include a 6 rep with 125 pounds, again just to show basically that since that's technically the heaviest I've lifted, even though the reps basically come out, the equation works out strength wise about the same, or it does work out the same from what I found for my body at least. Basically for everybody, like the equation I found is like for barbell 10 pounds you can get 2 more or 10 more reps. Every 5 pounds you get 1 more rep, or minus if you add more. So right here you're seeing 125 pounds for 6. Again, this was on 12/1/19, so basically another 2 months later after I hit the 120 for 7. Like if I'd have kept running my bulk, like I would have started getting, it's like the strength would have kept skyrocketing, because I made the best gains of my bulk like right near the tail end of it. Like it started, like the PRs just kept coming insanely. Like I was blowing myself, like I was shocking myself. I was like, like it was weird. Every set basically hitting a PR, like every workout, every set. So onto the Cedar Arnold press here. Finally a video for these. I went from 40s in each hand for 7 reps on 212/18 to 50s times 7 on 830/19. So that was a plus 10 pounds in each hand, aka 20 pounds overall gain there. Again, for whatever reason, the Cedar Arnold press didn't really progress that much in. Again, I explained why basically with the press and doing a lot more, but the overhead press, the neutral overhead press did progress pretty well. Just for whatever reason, these seated didn't as much, but also always have such a great feel on these, such a great burn and such a great pump and all. Love this exercise. And then also again, I do include here these 55s right here for 5, even though it's not as good as a 50 for 7, but still just for the fact that it was the heaviest I've done, I wanted to include that in here since it's like technically the heaviest I've done PR. This was on 11/7/19, so just 3 months basically after the 50s for 7. So plus 15 pounds overall from the 40s for 7 in each hand, but minus 2 reps if you're going off the 40 for 7 there. And we're moving on to back here in just a second. We'll keep this video coming. Keep the curls shaking there. Notice even on the light days to the heavy days, I'm always keeping perfect form. The form is basically exactly the same. That's what you want to do. And really form becomes even more important as you do lift heavier. So that first clip there was just me showing the weight, because like on this video you can't see the weight, but I wanted to at least show it so it's like when the video wasn't cut so you could see it, like because me pointing this video was pointless without showing the weight. So on the neutral grip lat pull down, I went from 120 for 6 reps on 223/19, again a late start, to 135 pounds for 7 on 1320. So that was plus 15 pounds and plus 1 rep. Then on the V bar you're seeing here, I went from 115 pounds for 7 on 12/7/18 to 130 pounds for 8 reps on 12/1/19. So that was plus 15 pounds as well, and gained 1 rep there. So for the dumbbell rows here, finally got a video for these. I went from 60s for 7 reps on 215/18 to 75s for 7 reps. The video you're seeing now on 11/7/19, which is plus 15 pounds each hand, aka plus 30 pounds. Again, you can see if you go back to my 15 rep days and compare it to the 7 rep days, the form's exactly the same. And that's what you want to see to make sure we're staying healthy too, and really make sure we're actually progressing. If you sacrificing form and getting more reps, you're not really getting more reps really. So for the for the rope face pulls here, we got we went from 115 pounds for 7 on 215/18 to what you're seeing now is 155 pounds for 8 reps on 11/20/19, which is a really big gain there. 40 pounds gain and plus 1 rep. So if we move on here, again, this one is 160 pounds for 5 reps. So again, not near as good as the 155 for 8, but just for the fact that it was 5 pounds more, I wanted to include it. And this was actually on 212/20, so I believe I was actually technically in a deficit at this point, but that late, that started my cut. So I still just wanted to include it just because it was the heaviest I did. But that was, 45 pounds there, plus from the 115 for 7, and technically, minus 2 reps as well. And then the barbells, the shrugging here went from neutral grip shrug. So I still just wanted to include it just to have one video of the straight bar shrugs. That's what I've been running with now, this whole cut as well, and I will be for the, at least to the end of this cut. But from the barbell neutral grip, I went from 195 for 7, which again, it doesn't carry over because it's completely different. I was finding myself using too much like bicep and everything, too much bicep strain with the neutral grip. So I moved over to the straight bar here, and you're seeing 175 for 16 reps, and that was on 10 for 19. All right, so for the leg day progression, you'll see some like the squats, basically damn near no gains almost. But a lot of that too, I went from like under sub 155 to 185. So like regardless, I'm every week I'm squatting more weight just for the fact that I'm putting on more weight basically, right? And obviously majority of my weight is gonna be my stomach and lower back, and all is where I hold the majority of mine. So still technically I was doing more than what you just see here on the weight, because the bar, just for the fact of my body itself is heavier. So I think that's the reason why my squats didn't progress as much. And I honestly didn't hit them super frequently. I had a little bit of knee issue thing I was kind of working around a little bit too, so that had something to do with it as well. But for the 15 reps on squat, I went from 130 pounds for 15. That was back on 10/31/17. It was the first time I went back and just got that up to 150 pounds for 14 on 3/21/20, what you're seeing here. So plus 20 pounds minus 1 rep on the 15 rep day. Now the 13 rep day, went from 140 pounds for 13 on 9/6/18 to 150 pounds for 13 on 10/12/19. That's plus 10 pounds there. The deadlifts did really a lot better though, really well on the deadlifts, which I'll see here in a second. And even the calf stuff I did really well on as well. But just for whatever reason, squat, well, I kind of just explained the reasons why for the squats. I believe that they didn't progress quite as well. But the quads, nevertheless, still hella juicy, still hella aesthetic, still super nice looking. So I definitely think I still made 100% gains there, 100%. Excited to get them sliced and diced up as well. So for the 11 rep day here, went from 145 pounds times 11 on 4/30/19 to 165 pounds for 11 on 12/27/19. So that's the video seen here is the plus 20 pounds. On the squats, you see we're just going right past, essentially parallel. Want to make sure we're at least going parallel on the squats. I like to go right past, really make sure I'm getting that full range of motion in. And last one you'll see here in just a second, I actually included the 9 rep day again. Actually, yeah, technically it is better because it's 30 pounds more than the 145 for 11. So you'll see here on the 9 rep day, I did 175 pounds for 9 reps. This was on 1/6/20, so like probably slightly near maintenance here around this point in time of my bulk. Like I said, I was already dropping calories at this time, but I still might have been around maintenance at this point in time where I wasn't like fully on in a caloric deficit essentially. So again, as you see, the high rep day over to the low rep day, basically essentially the same exact form, same exact depth and all. That's really what you want to do, again, to make sure you actually are progressing. Because if you're doing less range of motion, you're not really getting more gain. You're not really getting more reps. If you're resting longer in between each rep, you're not really getting more reps. All right, so for deadlifts here, went from actually back to finally some older videos and newer videos at the same time. So I went from 185 pounds. Now I've always been doing 10 reps on my deadlifts. I always stick there. I don't rotate my deadlifts around. I've just been sticking with 10. So I went from 185 pounds for 10 reps on 10/19/17, the video on the left, to 230 pounds for 10 on 12/18/19, the video on the right. So that's plus 45 pounds. Really happy with the strength gains on the deadlifts there. And deadlifts I actually train, I would say deadlifts are the most infrequent exercise that I do train actually. I take the longest off those from training anything. So leg extensions, now I started these, so I used to do leg extensions, you see, 110 for 15 back in 10/19/17, and then I only went up to 120 for 19 on 3/7/20. That's plus 10 reps and plus 4 reps. But that's because I was doing them and then I took them off forever, and I just started putting them in at the very end of my bulk. Same thing with the line hamstring curls. It was 20 for 15 up to 30 for 11. Same kind of deal. I was doing them. I took them off for a long period of time and then started back very near the end of my bulk. So it's hardly basically almost very slight gains. Standing calf raises, went some good gains on these. Went from 220 for 15 on 3/22/18 to 250 for 20 on 3-7-20, which is plus 30 pounds and plus 5 reps gained. Seated calf raises went from 45 pounds for 20 on 9-6-18 to 90 pounds for 20 on 11-3-19, which is plus 45 pounds as well. And basically always have a 20 rep goal for my calves. And lastly, here on the necks, we went from body weight for 15 up to 10 pounds for 40 on the back of the neck crunches, which is plus 10 pounds and plus 25 reps. So big gains there. And the front of the neck crunches was body weight for 30 back on 10-20-17 to 7.5 pounds times 31 on 12-27-19. So plus 7.5 pounds and plus 1 rep there. So that's pretty much all the strength progression. Like I said, it's really cool to go back and see all what, which ones I progressed well in, which ones I didn't progress well in. And again, this is really good for y'all to do as well. Like you want to be monitoring everything. This is really good insight and good data to go back and really I can monitor and use this to make even more progress, even more gains in the future, because now I can see how my body worked under this exact system, this exact protocol that I was running. So super excited to finally basically be wrapping this video up, as it's been damn near close to a month, I think. I hate not uploading a lot. Like basically I upload as fast as I possibly can, so I was there for damn near a month uploading like 2 to 3 videos a day. So I'm excited to get back on that. This video just took insanely long, but I do videos every now and then that are like that. So if you ever see me not uploading, just know, hey, I'm always working on another video. I'm never stopping. It's coming. Enjoy the content that's there. Be excited for the new content that's going to come. But right after this, going to hop back on some vlogs for a little bit, and I do have another video planned that may take me a little bit more to edit, but definitely not as long as this one. But as always, man, super excited to keep the content coming and inspiring y'all, helping y'all in any possible way, and entertaining y'all, inspiring any kind of way, anything positive that I can add to your life, man. That's what this whole thing's about. So really appreciate y'all watching. Please hit the like button if you would. It really helps me grow my YouTube channel. Really helps me out. I really want to grow the channel here. And yeah, comment anything down below. Any kind of thoughts you have on the video. How you progress. Like if you have certain rep ranges you do better in versus don't, or compare some of your progression to mine. And yeah, let me know what you want to see on the channel. But that's it for the video, man. I really appreciate everybody watching, and especially if you made it to the end. Absolutely love you. Appreciate all the support I've been getting recently. Excited to keep growing. Excited to keep growing the channel, keep growing, personally, and keep helping y'all grow as well. And yeah, super excited. All right, everybody, that's it for the video. Stay happy, stay healthy, and make y'all some gains. See you on the next one. Peace out.